What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the Odd Shopper channel, coming to you with a Thanksgiving edition of Lindy's Leans, Lights, and Locks NFL. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell goes a long way for me on this video, goes a long way for you. That way you become apprised whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. Gee, I've done this intro a million times and I screwed up. You know what? We're going to continue to go on here, mainly because I'm so thankful for you. Well, as such, I'm doing a Thanksgiving edition, breaking down the 3 games that exist here on Thursday. Very excited to talk through the ins and outs of that slate. But first, Odd Shopper. I've been talking about it forever. This is the Odd Shopper channel after all. We have some of the best tools and content here. And now it's coming to you with $14.95 for a week, $49.95 monthly. And that is long-term pricing, my friends. Yes, we have now slashed. It was $20 just to get to the Discord. It was over $150 a month to get the tools alone. And now you're getting all of that at a ridiculous rate. We are bundling it all together. I've been begging for this for a long time. $14.95 a week and then $49.95 monthly. But friends, you're going to want to stay put because we got a Black Friday deal coming a little bit later in this show that you cannot do without. So check out the new pricing that we have going, but maybe try out Black Friday for the code as well. It's going to be pretty great. We'll talk about it a little bit later, but we got 3 games. Producer Jacob, you ready to rock, my guy? I'm ready to rock. So much to be thankful for. I'm thankful for you. And as such, let's get to the picks. We get things kicked off in Detroit. They always have a Thanksgiving game. The Cowboys, they always have a Thanksgiving game. And then we get the random assortment of whatever the NFL feels is the flavor du jour. And hey, at least we get some NFC West that should be somewhat enjoyable there. And you're going to get a lock from it. But you get a like in this one here, at least. Green Bay, 7.5-point dogs heading into Detroit. And I'm a little bit surprised at the nature of this line because there are some moving pieces on the Green Bay side from an injury perspective. First of all, David Bakhtiari, he's been on the IR. It's been a disaster since he went out. One of the highest graded offensive tackles every single year in PFF grading. But the running back position could be an absolute teenage wasteland for Green Bay here. They could be leaning on Emmanuel Wilson a bunch here. Let's talk through it. Aaron Jones, doubtful to play. Gigantic disaster. One of those running backs who actually matters, if you ask me, because, well, he's so involved in the passing game, things of that nature. And PFF likes A.J. Dillon a lot more than I do, 25th in terms of position war. That just basically speaks to their wins above replacement. 25th, there are a lot of running backs in the NFL, and for him to have a green number next to his name is a little surprising to me, but he's questionable, was limited in practice on Tuesday. You could be looking at a healthy dose of him, but in the event that him and Emmanuel Wilson, they could be looking at Merriweather off of the practice squad. They signed him on Monday. And can he end up playing 90% of snaps in one football game? I'm not sure what to make of this situation for Green Bay, but it's an absolute disaster. And that's not it. It gets kind of worse. Jordan Reed's been their most targeted wide receiver here in recent weeks. It's him and Romeo Doubs. They've been way ahead of Christian Watson in the pecking order. Watson ends up joining the party, at least with that touchdown catch that he had the other day. That little fade in the end zone. Doesn't matter. He's had 1 game over 35 yards receiving all season long. It's just insane. The difference between Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love at the helm has just destroyed Christian Watson's value for all of you fantasy people out there. And that's probably a majority of you listening to this in addition to your betting streets. But that's where I look at the Detroit side. Everything I just talked about from a concerning perspective here, the Lions are pretty healthy. We know that Gardner Johnson's going to continue to be on the IR, and Vaitai and Mosley and a lot of these guys. There's a number of pieces that are already known to be on the injury report there. In fact, the only guy, you got Jackson, the guard there. He's the only one questionable on this injury report. You have both running backs healthy for the first time in a long time in Gibbs and Montgomery, and they seem to really like each other and get along, whatever that's worth. Amon-Ra St. Brown. You're starting to see Jameson Williams playing some stellar football, knowing that Donovan Peoples-Jones is kind of clipping on his heels now and would be ready to have a larger role. And Sam Laporta continuing to see a larger target share as the weeks go on. Love what we've seen from this 8-2. Yeah, 8-2 Lions team, 7-3 against the spread. Why has Green Bay been taking money here? What? This is I'm going to call it a borderline lock though, my friends. I'm telling you, this is something you want to get a part of. I don't understand. This is a short week. That's the only thing that I can come up with other than Green Bay is a publicly backed team. But Jordan Reed being questionable here for this one as well. Or sorry, Jaden Reed. Jaden Reed's been the number one option for this Green Bay team. Shit, he had the rushing touchdown last week. He was an important part of their rushing attack. Matt LaFleur is going to have a headache without Aaron Jones out there. This is going to not go well. Detroit should put the clamps down. I'm a little bit surprised to see a 47.5 total, although Detroit probably going to be responsible for 35 of that in this one. I promised it, friends, and I delivered. Black Friday sale is here. Use code Black Friday at the link below. Get yourself 50% off the already slashed new prices here at Odd Chopper. Yeah, you heard me earlier. $14.95 for the weekly package now. $49.95 for the monthly. That used to be just $20 for the premium Discord alone. Now you save $5 off the weekly, and you get the industry-leading betting tools that we have, the Positive EV tool, the Parlay Builder. Also, for all of you prize picks people, for all of you underdog people, the Pick'em fantasy selections as well. So much great stuff here at Odd Shopper. So little time for you to jump in there using promo code Black Friday. So take advantage of it. It is live right now. 50% off your first month or first week of anything you want to try out here at Odd Shopper. So head to the link below, go to oddshopper.com and sign up today. Back to the picks we go. Out of all three football games, I'm excited to see kind of the way that this works out from a betting perspective, but like this is the one I'm the least excited to jump on and bet, and I still have a like play from it, something that I've already put a small play on. Washington, Dallas. We've got Washington. Sam Howell dropping back at the highest rate in the league rate. What are they doing? I know Eric Bieniemy had Patrick Mahomes once upon a time, but like 45, 44, and 45 dropbacks for Sam Howell, that ain't the cure the last 3 weeks, buddy. Now, they ended up losing a close one to Seattle, and they embarrassingly lose to Tommy DeVito. Hey, just going completely nuts there for the Giants. One of the cooler stories, just living at home with his parents. And then, I'm just going to hang out, and I got to fix my hat. I look like shit. See, that's the problem about getting a new camera, is that now you see all the faults in yourself. It's like, oh. Well, speaking of the faults, Washington has a ton on their defensive side of the football. I know they played well against, they did not play well against the Giants. And that's kind of what I'm getting at here. Dallas, they've had tons of game scripts where they've gone out and they've put the gauntlet down fast, hard, and furious. And I expect this could be another one of those. 33-10 against Carolina, 49-17 against the Giants. They end up losing a close one there in Philly, 43-20 in LA. They've given up some garbage time touchdowns where their entire defense comes off the field. Their first stringers do. And, well, their defense is also a little bit dinged up. But a little bit might be a little bit of an exaggeration when you start talking about Diggs, one of the best quarterbacks in football. He's on the IR, not coming back this season. Leighton Vander Esch might not come back to football ever again. Really sad to see that. But offensively, yeah, they're firing on all cylinders. Dallas, Dak Prescott, really impressing me. I didn't think you could be that dude, but this season, 104 quarterback rating, 19 touchdowns, just 6 interceptions, and making really good decisions. Like, I don't know, throwing the football lots to CeeDee Lamb. And Jake Ferguson, a pretty sure-handed tight end. Most guys from South Dakota are. He's the pride of Rapid City, South Dakota. You don't care. I care. But yet, I really think Dallas's defense should be able to handle this Washington offensive line. They have Antonio Gibson. He is limited on the practice report from Tuesday as well. I'm recording this late on Tuesday evening, bringing you the goods here Wednesday morning. And, well, some things are going to show up on the practice report for Wednesday. Very, very limited practices here, if anything major at all. Should have some game time decision, have some clarity here in this one. But Brian Robinson, somebody that could step into another massive role here. He ended up not finding the touchdown. He was, I think, the only guy that I bet for an anytime touchdown who didn't convert. Ended up having a pretty profitable betting Sunday. That's for sure. It's always nice when both locks hit for the people too. Tony Pollard. Told you, producer Jacob. Finally. You get it right 1 in a million. It's fine. You victory lap it. Then you're a tool. I'm a tool. I actually used the Odd Chopper tools, and Tony Pollard, -105, one of the best values that existed on the board. But we're not going to do that. We're actually just looking at the Dallas defense to dominate. Dallas defense to dominate. Under 49. That's a massive number. And I understand Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, yada, yada, yada. Sam Howell's going to be out there chucking, and he's going to try to keep chucking, and yada, yada, yada. It's just not going to happen here in Dallas on the road. You're an 11-point dog for a reason. And then Sam Howell, under 257.5 passing yards. That's the one that I really like. I mean, both of these are likes, so it is what it is, but ended up combining the two because, well, if I'm right about this and Dallas's defense just goes ballistic, I want to get all of the rewards. So this was a single game parlay action for the people here for a half unit. Gonna pay out pretty nice here. Sam Howell, best of luck to you, young man. Micah Parsons going to have Thanksgiving dinner at the table. Get yourself a little Thanksgiving bonus here at BetMGM. If you haven't signed up there yet, friends, claim up to $1,500 in bonus bets when you sign up. If you deposit $100, you get $100. You can fire up that $100, and if it doesn't win, you'll get $100 back in bonus bets, all the way up to $1,500. That is awesome stuff from our friends at BetMGM. You'll also get 2 months of the Discord, 1 month of the OS tools, but actually, that becomes 2 months of the entire dealio now. This graphic, we're going to update this. Don't you worry, my friends. 2 months. 2 months of the Discord and the OS tools. That is what you're going to get when you sign up at BetMGM. Hit up support at Stochastic if you have any issues with that whatsoever, but sign up at the link below, get all the great deals here at BetMGM, and then get yourself something that it's even better. Free is better than even the 20 or the 50% off Black Friday discount we have going for the Odd Shopper tools. So check it out. Good stuff with our friends at BetMGM. Only if you're 21 and over, and if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Back to the last game of the night we go. I'm very confused. Very, very confused because I don't know if anybody watched these two teams play football on Sunday. Could not have looked more different. And this has to do more with a short week than I think anything else here. But this line has gotten bet up very quickly, as it should have. And I still think you want to lock it as fast as possible at 6.5. It's the San Francisco 49ers going up against the Seattle Seahawks. I'm going to at least throw out a prop for you, too, on the back end of this, because I do think there's at least a chance that you see DK Metcalf targeted at a ridiculous rate here. But I want to at least start just having the conversation about what happens if this injury ends up being worse for Geno Smith than we think. Now, what injury are you talking about, Eric? Well, he's going to play. He was limited on the practice report on Tuesday, but that doesn't mean that he's healthy. And this has happened a number of times with quarterbacks, whether it was Joe Burrow. That's the most marked example, considering he's now out for the season. There's a lot of quarterback injuries that have happened this entire season, and there hasn't always been a lot of transparency when it came to their injuries. In fact, the Bengals didn't even list him on the injury report, despite the fact that he was wearing a cast on his hand. But because it's a short week for that scenario, because it was a Thursday night football game, they thought they could get away with some of that. What if, with Geno Smith, who ended up having to sit out for a series, ended up having Drew Lock come out on the field, what happens if this elbow injury is worse than you expect it to be? I don't know, but Drew Lock does not inspire a lot of greatness, if you ask me. And Pete Carroll, you're not going to get a straight answer from him. He is a liar. He is a cheat. Ask anybody at USC. Although, do we feel bad for anybody at USC? I don't feel bad for anybody at USC. It's a great school. It is what it is. He screwed them over is what I'm getting at. But Kenneth Walker, I don't see how he ends up playing football on Thursday here. He was a non-participant on Tuesday. He has an oblique injury. He was not able to get back out on the field after that first quarter injury. And Zach Charbonnet carried the load. DJ Dallas got mixed in on passing downs. He'll get a little bit of work as well. And DK Metcalf, he's always a non-participant on Tuesdays. Hey, maybe injury news falls your way here a number of times, but you know where there's no injury news to be found right now? The San Francisco 49ers. And that's where I'm just so damn confused. I understand Seattle is one of the more difficult places to play in the league, but this defense is so stupid for the 49ers now with Chase Young added to it that there are no words for it. Seattle's also had the easiest strength of schedule out of any team in the NFC West by leaps and bounds. The 30th ranked strength of schedule overall in the NFL. There's only 2 teams. There's 32 teams in the NFL. Finished 30th in that category is ridiculous. And there's tons of injury news regarding your status there. Tyler Lockett was dinged up the week before, although it looks as though he survived Sunday. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills as I'm working through this. I don't get it. I don't understand it. You have Metcalf. You have Geno. You have so many important pieces on the offensive side. Kenneth Walker is not playing football on Thursday. There's just no way, friends, that you don't bet immediately San Francisco minus 6.5. So many ways that this works out for you in so little time. This will close north of 7.5 if you get Kenneth Walker officially ruled out. If you get DK Metcalf out or Geno Smith out, this would be 10, 11 at home. very quickly. My voice needs a break. I apologize. However, DK Metcalf, if he does play 59.5 receiving yards, whether it's Locke, whether it's Chino, they're going to have to target him at a ridiculous rate. And San Francisco has been giving up big opportunities to number ones. Hey, Chris Godwin fell just a little bit short for us. And a lot of this has to do with San Francisco ends up big time in some of these games. And teams are just in come from behind mode and have to throw the ball more. So DK Metcalf, at least an interesting guy to back there. I just have it as a lean for you. But your lock, best play of the entire slate, bar none. San Francisco, -6.5. McCaffrey, Brock Purdy, Deebo Samuel healthy. Brandon Ayuk, an absolute beast. 42% target share coming out of the gates there. It's beautiful stuff, friends. Fire it up in bulk. Happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. Be safe, be merry. We'll see you back here for Sunday night. Well, Sunday all day. And that does it for another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hey, a special edition, a Thanksgiving edition. Hit that like button down below if you could for me. Hey, I really appreciate being able to do what I do every single day, covering MLB, NBA, NFL, PGA, whatever it is in the sports world. I'm just very lucky. I feel very blessed to be able to do what I do. I wish I had a different producer other than producer Jacob. He's kind of, whatever. He's okay. Okay, I'm thankful for you too, I suppose. But anyway, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Excited for some NFL action. I'll be back on Sunday. Excited to bring you all of the picks for that. Until then, well, we have a Friday game too as well. I'll be posting that in the premium Discord there. Go Dolphins. Go Dolphins. Until next time, friends, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the NFL streets on Thursday.